Have you ever wondered why some people wake up suddenly at 3:30 a.m. feeling completely alert? What is it about this particular time that stirs thoughts, fears, and enlightenments in many? In today's exploration, we look into the mystery surrounding 3:30 a.m., a time that many cultures and traditions have marked with significance, often calling it the witching hour. Let's uncover what makes this time uniquely important through scientific, historical, and cultural lenses. In various cultures across the globe, the early morning hours, especially around 3:30 a.m., are wrapped in an array of myths and folklore. This time is often seen as a magical threshold where the veil between the physical and the spiritual world thins, and activities of a different, often supernatural, nature increase. This concept is not confined to one geographical area, but is a common thread weaving through many cultural tapestries. Historically, many significant events recorded at this time have contributed to its mystical reputation. Battles won during these hours, kings born, and pivotal treaties signed, all under the cloak of night's deepest dark. This pattern of events has painted 3:30 a.m. as a moment when the extraordinary feels possible and perhaps even likely. But it's not just the grand events that spotlight this hour. Smaller, more personal stories and traditions feed into the narrative that this time holds a special power, a time when one is close to the spiritual realms, or when the mind and heart can experience profound revelations. Turning from the historical to the biological, let's consider what happens in our bodies during this early morning hour. According to sleep science, 3:30 a.m. approximately aligns with the end of a sleep cycle for many people, particularly if they have gone to bed around 11 p.m. This timing is crucial as it often marks the transition from deep REM sleep to a lighter sleep phase. It's in this transition that people are more likely to wake up, and upon waking, they might feel unusually alert as their body has just completed a full cycle of rest. But there's more than just sleep science at play here. Psychologically, this time can coincide with a peak in melatonin production, which influences not only sleep but also mood and perception. Some researchers suggest that this surge in melatonin could enhance the brain's creative and reflective capacities. This biological state, coupled with the quiet and solitude that typically characterizes this hour, might also explain why many report experiencing vivid dreams, sudden insights, or even feelings of unease. While we look into the early morning hours, particularly around 3:30 a.m., many spiritual and esoteric traditions highlight this time as the witching hour. This label is intriguing, suggesting a time ripe with magical potential and a peak in spiritual activity. According to these traditions, the thinning of the veil between our physical world and the spiritual realm during these hours offers a unique opportunity for profound spiritual experiences. People practicing meditation, prayer, or other spiritual rituals often find this time especially powerful, as the stillness and the absence of daily noise create an ideal environment for deep spiritual connection, introspection. In many religions, this specific time is considered sacred for prayer and spiritual practice, believed to enhance communication with divine forces. This is not just a coincidence, but a part of a more extensive belief system that considers certain times more conducive to spiritual activities than others. The quiet of 3:30 a.m., the darkness enveloping the world, the calmness of nature, all contribute to an atmosphere where spiritual practices feel more potent and connections to the unseen seem more accessible. Moving beyond the theories and spiritual beliefs, let's consider the anecdotal evidence that many people share about experiences around 3:30 a.m. While these stories vary widely in detail and nature, the common thread is the timing, 3:13. seems to be a moment when the extraordinary happens more frequently than can be easily dismissed as coincidence. These personal stories, while not scientifically verified, provide a fascinating glimpse into the widespread human experience associated with this time. They range from the feeling of sudden peace, the sensation of being not alone, to more unsettling experiences like waking from nightmares or hearing inexplicable sounds. Whether one views these stories with skepticism or sees them as evidence of something larger, they enrich the tapestry of human experience connected to this mysterious time. While anecdotes and spiritual interpretations offer intriguing insights into what might be happening at 3:30 a.m., it's crucial to also consider the scientific perspective. Researchers have explored various aspects of human physiology and psychology to explain why this particular time is linked to unusual experiences. One theory focuses on the body's internal clock or circadian rhythms, which regulate sleep patterns. At around 3:30 a.m., certain physiological changes occur as part of the sleep cycle that can lead to a heightened state of awareness or abrupt awakenings. Moreover, scientists have studied the brain's activity during different sleep phases and found that around this time there is often a shift from deep REM sleep to lighter sleep stages. During REM sleep, the brain is almost as active as it is when awake, which can explain the vivid dreams and sometimes startling clarity of thought that occurs if awakened during this phase. Additionally, there is a decrease in core body temperature and a change in hormone levels, including cortisol, which starts to rise, preparing the body for waking up. From a psychological perspective, the early morning hours can often stir the subconscious mind more actively. Psychologists suggest that the quiet and isolation that typically characterize this time may facilitate a deeper connection with the subconscious. This connection can lead to revelations, creative breakthroughs, and intense emotional experiences as the mind processes deep-seated thoughts or concerns without the distractions of full consciousness. This time can also act as a mirror reflecting our deepest fears and hopes. For instance, the anxiety about an upcoming event or unresolved issues might manifest more strongly when there are fewer external distractions, which can make 3:30 a.m. a time of significant mental and emotional activity. Additionally, the sensation of being between sleep and wakefulness creates a unique state of mind that is receptive to insights or ideas that might be suppressed during the busier, more conscious hours of the day. Exploring the health implications of waking up at 3:30 a.m. reveals a dual perspective. On one hand, occasional awakenings at this hour can be harmless, merely a part of natural sleep cycles or a response to environmental factors. However, regularly waking up at this time might be indicative of underlying health issues. Sleep disorders such as insomnia or sleep apnea often disrupt the sleep cycle, leading to awakenings that coincide with this hour. Additionally, psychological stress or anxiety can also trigger wakefulness as the mind struggles to find rest amid turmoil. Addressing these disruptions is crucial for maintaining overall health and well-being. Quality sleep is foundational, affecting everything from mental sharpness and emotional balance to physical health. If waking at 3:30 a.m. becomes a frequent occurrence, it may be wise to consult a healthcare provider to explore potential causes and solutions. Simple adjustments in sleep hygiene, such as reducing screen time before bed, ensuring a comfortable sleep environment, and sticking to a regular sleep schedule can also make a significant difference. For those who find themselves awake during the early hours, whether by choice or circumstance, there are practical applications to make the most of this time. Mindfulness and meditation practices can be particularly effective at 3:30 a.m., taking advantage of the quiet and the natural receptivity of the brain during these hours. Engaging in meditation can help soothe the mind and may even facilitate a return to restful sleep. Moreover, for the creatively inclined, this time can serve as an uninterrupted opportunity for creative work. Writers, artists, and thinkers have long noted the early hours as a period of high productivity and creativity. The stillness not only minimizes distractions, but can also heighten focus and deepen thought processes, allowing creative ideas to flow more freely. Starting a routine that includes journaling, sketching, or other creative activities during these early morning hours might not only harness this creative potential, but also transform an otherwise frustrating wakefulness into a productive and fulfilling practice. These discussions can serve as a collective resource for coping strategies and creative uses of this time. Many people share tips on how to fall back asleep or use the time for personal growth and reflection. While we conclude our exploration of why something very important happens at 3:30 a.m., we've traversed through historical significance, biological impacts, spiritual beliefs, and personal anecdotes. Each perspective offers unique insights into this mysterious hour, painting a complex picture of both night and the human condition. Whether you find yourself awake at this time due to biological rhythms, spiritual practices, or sheer coincidence, it's clear that 3:30 a.m. holds a special place in human consciousness. We encourage you to reflect on your own experiences during this time. Whether they are mundane, mystical, or merely a moment of peace, they are a part of the broader tapestry of nighttime experiences. Perhaps the next time you find yourself looking at the clock at 3:30 a.m., you'll see it not just as an interruption in your sleep, but as an opportunity for insight, creativity, or connection. If you have stories or thoughts about waking up at 3:30 a.m., we would love to hear them. Share your experiences in the comments below, and if you have found unique ways to utilize this time, let us know. Your story could be just the thing someone else needs to hear to make sense of their own middle-of-the-night awakenings.